Live in the Facebooks.
Word. Morning, Deeds. What's good, buddy?
Good morning, bud. How are you doing today? It's actually,
Uh,
let's see, it's getting started. Let's double, triple check that feed action for that beautiful feed
5:25.
footage. Doo-doo.
Holy smokes.
All right, it is Monday. Happy Monday.
Word. Happy Monday, dude. It feels like Monday. How you feeling
It does
today?
feel. I'm actually at like 98, 99%. Minor nauseous this morning doing the walk, but a lot better symptom wise. I've been medication free for about a week now, but was sick over the weekend or like Friday or whatever, and then just started feeling better. I've been eating a lot more, like compared with what I've been eating. I've been like forcing myself to eat because I'm realizing pretty tiny, shrunk a little bit, lost a lot of weight. So forcing myself to eat, and so far no ill type deal. Had pizza yesterday. One of my things is, I got sick from eating steak, so I'm worried about, maybe I have a dairy allergy, some shit like that. So forced myself to eat some pizza yesterday. Had no real issues with that, and so just I'm gonna go full course at it to try and get healthy. That's my main goal now because I've been so effed up the last year that I just have to push and get healthy or die. So that's what I'm up to. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. Very low key compared to the last few weeks that we've had. Soccer season just basically wrapped up for my kids. So,
Sure.
Damien, what up, dog?
Morning,
Good to see
Damien.
you. I'm trying to keep track of the comments on the Facebook page too, as well. And when I see them pop up, I'll try to give shout outs and whatnot. Um,
Cool.
yeah, I was way more low key than the last couple weekends. My heart rate didn't get up over a billion. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, it's very low key. I did not. So on Friday we were talking about things that we needed to do before the weekend for Mother's Day. And
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to clean it downstairs. Yeah, totally not accomplished. So I'm going to take care of that today as a late Mother's Day present. Uh,
Nice. Always good.
yeah, to get some stuff organized. We spent yesterday at the in-laws. The weekend was lovely. Sun was out, poolside, all that good stuff. So it was very, very relaxing.
Nice.
Yeah, you get some
Nice.
work in, or you get some work off. Get away,
Oh, I
Fred.
got some work, well, done and off. I went to work Saturday. I had a big, not a big, but I had a gutter cleaning and a window cleaning job here in my neighborhood. So I just loaded up the truck with the ladders, water fit pole, all that shit, went over and got all started and found out the ladies, I haven't cleaned her windows in like 2 years, and they're screens from the inside. So like, God damn it. So I didn't really rely on that because she wasn't going to be home, but she was home, and she had to leave, and because it was Saturday, Sunday was Mother's Day, I was like, you know what, I'll just do the gutters today. I'll do the windows, next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. That's not a problem. So, long story short, is I had a shorter day on Saturday than I wanted, so I was able to get to work. I felt fine, but at least I know I've got some window screens to pull out for Tuesday. But she's actually, let me back up. She's like, you know what? How much is that? Okay, well, I'll take out the screens myself and I'll just leave them outside the window on Monday and you can clean Tuesday. So I was like, damn it. It's like, so I think she's going to leave in the upstairs screens and then have me just clean pane number one instead of pane two, which is ridiculous. So I sent her a text yesterday. I can do the screens for you. Don't worry about it because I don't want to inconvenience her or have her, only take the downstairs screens off and not the upstairs screens because it's because I charge for screens. It's in there. It's like to go inside and take the screen out. It's $6 a screen. So
Yeah.
$1.50 to take in, $1.50 out, three to clean, whatever. So the point is, she's trying to save money. I get that, but it's going to look shitty, and I hate doing a half-ass job. There's no way I'm going to clean just the top window. She's like, well,
Yeah.
I can just open the bottom window and clean it myself. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'll come in Tuesday. I'll get all the screens out for you. So going a little extra mile, not going to charge her as much, but you get better results. So um, that's my long-winded story of the weekend. I had a job lined up for Sunday, but the customer called or texted Sunday morning, was like, well, I've got a family coming in. We're going to go to my brother's house. We're coming here. I'm sorry. I was like, no, that's fine. My wife thanks you because I was going to work Sunday because I'm a little behind. And
Yeah. Really
so,
not.
so yeah, they canceled. My wife was kind of happy with it. So she got her own whole day, Mother's Day, to enjoy to herself. So that was good. She had a good Sunday. I got to relax a date and getting to work today after work. So it'll be a good Monday. How was your wife's Mother's Day?
It was solid. Like I said, we did poolside. We ended up getting some, pots for her for planting and stuff like
Cool.
that. So who doesn't love good pots, right?
Exactly. It's always
Uh,
good.
some decor and stuff like that. Daughter got her a necklace, but what's on the
Nice.
agenda for you for the week? You got some big stuff
Jesus.
popping, or
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you want to talk about like, oh shit, what do I do? I've got a lot of estimates that are approved and like ready. I told a lot of people I should be able to get to them before Mother's Day, but then I got sick last week, so I
Mhm.
sent out, texts. Like, I can get to you this week. I apologize. So kind of stressed out because I've got a lot of jobs and they're large jobs. They're, $800, 1,500, 1,200. They're
Yeah,
multi-services. So it's a house wash, it's a driveway, it's a pool deck, it's a windows, it's a gutters. And so they're packed together. So one thing I need right now that I kind of don't have is time. So
yeah,
it's kind of like stressing me out because I need 6.5 hours for the job. And I only, I work during the week now, 2, 3 days a week, so, 4 this week. So I'm not sure which day I'll be able to take off to tackle a large job. And
yeah,
it's just weird. I've got one customer who's really, she was actually happy. She's like, well, I got this. She got a $1,500 job at 4 services. She's like, well, I don't know, it just needs to be done by the 22nd, and I'm like, great, because I can come in the afternoon and knock out like two at a time or one at a time
yeah.
even. And she's
Portions.
like, portions. And she's like, I'll sell it to you. Just make sure I get done. I'm like, you're my favorite customer. She's
Yeah,
like, do I need to be home? I'm like, shit, no.
that's
So
even
that's a
better.
relief. Yeah. So the other thing too are like the other two large jobs are just on the outside of my radius, my whatever. So it's like a 32-minute drive up to that job. So you absolutely want to do that one, in the same. So I just got to find a good window of 5 hours where I can confidently do the job without feeling rushed or not being able to finish and have to come back because that sucks. But I mean, business was good. It's just my timing is fucked just because I don't have a whole day. I can't tell them, hey, I can be out Tuesday and just knock that whole job out. I got to tell them, Tuesday at around 3 o'clock, around 4 o'clock, and then I got to hope
Yeah,
I can get out at 4 to finish by 8. So that's the stress I've got going on. It's a good stress, if you will, but I've got to go make the money. So things are fine.
time, time to make the donuts.
Time to, yeah, got to wake up early. Yeah. So that's me. I've got a lot of work out there. I just have to do the work, cash the check. So bills, work, check. Yeah. But
Yep,
things are
that's
good.
that.
I'm still
That's
selling
that
jobs.
circle of
Yeah, I
life.
know, like, well, me as like Mac and me, but yes, the circle of life.
Yeah,
It's like a circle, slow, busy, busy, slow, busy, busy, slow. Or I just my thing is I keep getting calls, repeat customers. I mean, I have guys from last year who want me to just go up and clean their house with windows. Don't even their joke is don't even tell me you're coming, just fucking do it. At the end of June,
yeah,
just do it, and then just send me a bill. I'm like, yes, please, because they've got the large house. Um, those are my fun customers, and they're all coming up too. So I'm like, what do we do? What do we do? So my office job, we were going to hire a driver last week, and that kind of fell through. So um, we're still busy. So I'm helping the father-in-law. So I'm still at the desk. So uh, that's good, But I need to get to work, or my
you'd
customers are
rather
going to get
have
pissed
that
off.
time.
Well, I need to have the time just so I can
Yeah,
go do it because now it's just stacking up. And I've got customers who need it done by the 22nd who are trying to jump in line with the customer from May 1st, and they're wondering when their shit's, it's just like, ugh. So,
well, and it
yeah,
doesn't help that you lose days for rain and other things like that too. I mean,
yep.
it's
And my thing is, I've been sick for a week or two. So, uh, since Friday, I had the constipation weakness. I went to work Saturday because I couldn't work Friday afternoon, or I shouldn't have. And so Saturday I was feeling good, but then the lady's like, "I'm sorry, I got to cut the job in half. Come back on
yeah.
Tuesday." So I mean, it's fine because I used the rest. I was able to go home, help the wife and stuff. But uh, yeah, I mean, things are fine. I'm trying to get healthier. I'm feeling better anyway. I'm waking up better. Um, Med free. So I'm gonna. Doctor gave me a med to help with stress and stuff. I'm gonna start that. I think tonight. See how that goes. Waking up in the next couple mornings. Because my mornings are like Groundhog Day. I'll wake up and I'll be fine for a few minutes and then start getting nauseous. So I'll go for a walk and feel better. It's just weird. It's a whole GI brain thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know.
It's weird. We've talked a little bit. Morning. Hey, shout out to Craig Hensel.
Good
I'm
morning,
finally
Craig.
seeing
Thanks for
some of
popping in.
these. Yeah, thanks for popping in.
I don't have the YouTubes up, so I'm just chatting and talking. So thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, I'm 001D15991E870001E exclamation point. Actually, it's your boy Goo. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Jason Gulick
Yep,
coming at
that
you
is
live.
me. Coming at you live. Craig, thank you again for popping in. I want to talk to you this week too, buddy. So let's try to get that scheduled in. Um, So I'm sorry that you're going through that scheduling stuff. We're actually kind of going through the same thing that you're going through, as we had rain last week in the beginning of the week, and then we
Mhm.
had two of our regular clients who are like 99% type people where no matter we could just go whenever on the day scheduled, right? Doesn't matter if
Yes,
it's
show
raining
up.
or not, right? We could still go. And for some reason, they both two of them got bumped today, and one is way southwest,
Hmm.
and or both two of those are both southwest, and then I'm shooting um, north west, actually north central, but opposite ends. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's
difficult.
nice to have the flexibility to have one person at a different spot, but
Yeah,
it's tough to be. You want to. For me, it's the hard thing of not being on site on, especially one of those gigs because it's a new gig.
sure.
Uh, But
Get
yeah,
a little nerve wracking.
we've got some other rescheduling stuff from last week that we're putting on together this week. So
Cool.
yeah, man.
Very
Hey,
nice.
do you see that new zero brush? It's
Which
not
one?
new, but the slide brush now it's even bigger.
Yeah, they made it bigger. Yeah,
Oh man, shit looks pretty
it's just
dope.
yeah. They just need more jets, more power, more oomph. You know, my whole
Yeah,
thing,
this
what I think Zero needs, they should have done or should do, is get port the high flow. Don't make the high flow go into a low flow adapter like for the rinse bars and shit. They need to expand the orifice or the internal diameter and just a lot more flow. They need to make larger pencil jets, for the larger flow of water, because the lower ID was still last year. Now it's high flow. Fucking next year it'll be an even wider diameter. So they need to start getting the accessories to the brushes and the components. You don't want a high flow and then capitulate it down to a low degree. I mean, you're still getting a lot of PSI, a lot of flow, but larger holes, kind of like the screen cleaner. Someone was talking about a screen cleaner on the window page this morning, I think, how they
yeah,
had
I
a
didn't
bug in
see
it and it was jagging up the
the
whatever. So
pressure or
you need more.
whatever.
Yeah, the pressure was low. So you got to take the cap off while not looking down at it. Uh, yeah, it's a flow thing. Craig will
Yeah.
get it. Just kidding.
23-inch, Damien says that definitely
Ooh,
is pretty large. I do have a different version. It's not the slide brush, but I won a. I think that was like the last thing. One of the last things I won was a big old 23-inch solar. That was last May. I think
yeah,
it was when Zane first got on board, or maybe it was June. I don't know. But I won a big fat 23-inch brush. I've
cool.
only used it a couple of times because I mean,
It's good for
on some,
solar. That's it. Yeah.
yeah, it's on some solar, but then I got the big super scrubber, and I'm
Hmm.
I'm addicted to that thing. I love that thing. It's dope. I
Awesome.
just love the like when
The
I
power.
yeah. Well,
Got
it's
it.
also the rinse bar on it is dope, and then the actual pad on it. It feels like you're gripping well. Like you can scrub with a nylon brush all you want, and it just sometimes it doesn't feel like it's
It's a nylon brush. It's not a fucking abrasive pad.
yeah. And
I
so
get.
when
I get
I'm
what you're saying. Yeah.
so when I'm getting like you know what I mean? Like fucking grinding and like just fucking, you can scrub that and it just is great.
It's
So
kind of like trying to clean up a table with a handful of wet spaghetti noodles, or taking a flat lasagna noodle and using that as like a squeegee.
that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
That's a very
Good
good
talk.
comparison.
Opa. No, that's Greek. We'll get over
Damien
that.
says he added extra holes to his screen cleaner.
Cool. Yeah, that's what guys got to do when they get it. It's a pain in the dick. It's got like 5 holes in the top, which is fine. It's 5 holes, but you really need 17 or more. You just need to keep going down. Uh, and Damien did just pop the holes down carefully, and you'll get more flow. It won't slow down your PSI. It won't like trickle out. You've got a lot of pressure going on there. So if you've got the Aztec or the Zero Screen Cleaner, pop the holes down the line, and it helps clean it and rinse it. Do it.
Yeah, there's an adjustment nozzle in there too for like, isn't it?
Well, an off valve, but that thing's leaky. And I mean, I don't even use that. I just pick it up and move it and gets water all over my foot. I add an extra elbow on the bottom that has that same on off valve too. And I use that because it's metal and you won't fuck up your knuckles on the bottom. That's the whole thing down there. You don't even want to mess with those dials because you'll chew up your knuckles on the middle legs. So get an adapter elbow so you don't have to mess with that when you're tooling with it. Or like I said, walk around with it on and you get wet feet or sprayed in the face. Uh, but it works. It cleans screens like a breeze. Customers love it because they're like, damn, the one lady, okay, the lady who is going to take her own screens out,
Yeah.
as I showed her, she was like, oh, I didn't know they were that dirty. It's like, yeah, they're pretty gross, man. When the guys come through with landscapers, they're just blowing everything into your screens and shit, and it's going in the screens and it's sitting there. And see all that crap? I was like, when I take the screens out and I clean it, and I brush it out, I blow it out. And when I clean the screen, they don't go back in with that crud on it and the lizard poop. It's clean. So that's why she's like, you know what? Let's do it Tuesday. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So yeah, so got to get those screens clean, guys. And you can clean them obviously with a hose and a surgical brush or a towel. But the screen cleaner, it's dope. It works. And as you and Damien know, WCR print department has the screen cleaner, the gear skins that
Yeah.
you pop on and you just leave in the front yard of your goddamn customer. And they're like, oh, what is that? My window cleaner doesn't have one of those. No, he doesn't because these things are expensive, stupid expensive. But yeah, you just leave that in the front yard, you prop it open, and you're good.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You're the one who sold
accurate.
me on. I think you're the one who sold me on the skins. As soon as I saw yours, I was like, "Oh, that son of a bitch! That looks
It
dope."
just works, man. Yeah,
So
I mean
I
it's
sent that
expensive,
info. Yeah, I was like,
but
"Jill,
it
do
but it
something
fucking
fancy
works.
for me,"
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah,
it
yours
came
looks
out great.
awesome. I love the logo. I love the number on yours. It's easy to see, easy to read. And
Yeah, and
people.
Damien's got his on his now too.
Yep,
They're
his is
eye
very tight.
catchers. You're
Yeah, that's
absolutely
it.
right.
This whole thing is an eye catcher. What the hell is this? What does this do? And then they're staring at it. What I do is I leave a screen in it, or on. It does like 0.2 gallons a minute. But you leave a screen in there that way people can see. Oh, that screen goes in there. He must be, or they watch you clean it,
Lay down.
and that'll sell the job. That's an instant. That sets you apart. That you're not a professional if you don't have one of those. But if you have one of those, you're obviously a window cleaner. You're not just a guy with a magnet on the truck and a pressure washer and like a bunch of window stuff on the ground. If you spend the extra money, if you brand yourself or you buy one of these screen cleaners, you're a window cleaner. I bought my stack ladders like 2 or 3 years ago, and I
Yeah.
didn't consider myself a window cleaner until I had stacks because how do you call yourself a real man? Yeah, that whole chestnut. But yeah, that was neat. So just little things, little upgrades. You can clean 25 screens with a brush and water or Dawn or whatever, or you can turn that thing on, spend about 15 seconds on each side, set it down. The customer will watch you like, oh, he's busy. Look at him. You spent 15 minutes doing it, and $3 a screen, $4 a screen, times 10 screens, $30 for your half hour. It's kind of worth it. Uh, and yeah, charge accordingly. Charge for the screens, Jason. Every
I
screen,
he's all Jason, bro. John Matt goes,
Jason.
hold on, I gotta get Fred a fucking bone. Hold on.
Mm, that's what she said. But yeah, more about the screen cleaner. Since I've got you. All right, dude was doing a post this morning. He said it's all clogged up. This button here, turn on the zero, turn this bad boy on,
Sorry,
and
bro.
then you look down at it. You pull the screen, pop the pin off. You'll get sprayed in the face. But you want to pop the holes down the line here. That way you don't have just five up here. You have five here and five here and five here and five here. So you have an even clean, if you will. And the name of the game when cleaning is volume. So it's the volume of water that pulls all the dirt and shit off. Obviously, the PSI is cool because it disrupts lizard poop. But if you don't have enough flow dripping and pushing the pollen, the lizard crap, the shit off, it stays on your brushes, which is that whole thing, and it just makes the screen dirty. So the more water you have coming out, the better. So it's good to have the 5 jets, but you need like 15. So pop more holes. Back to you, Jason.
Bro, my dogs are going crazy today. I didn't feed them this morning. The Amazon gets here with the food in a little bit.
Oh,
And Fred didn't get his rawhide yet this morning. And yeah,
rawhide.
bro. He hears me and you chatting and he thinks it's either time to play or time to go outside. I don't know what the deal is with him this morning, but he was tripping.
Canyonero.
Who
Canyonero. Simpsons.
was
That's
tripping?
it. He's straight tripping, boo. But that's
Hmm.
cool. He can do what he wants. He's a dog.
He is. He's a good
Yeah.
dog too, most of
How
the time.
old is he?
So he is like 2.5, and then we have Floyd, who is like 9.5.
Okay. Floyd's
Floyd
more
and
chill.
Fred. Yeah, Floyd is more chill, except for he has like this howl that just is I don't know, man. You know how like when you
Beagle-ish?
go, it's beagle-ish, beagle and basset. It's like houndish.
Oof.
And so
Oof.
you know how when you go into a client's house and their dog's barking usually doesn't bother you, but it
Not at
drives
all.
them. Yeah, right. You're used
Shut
to
up,
it.
Peanut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it drives the client nuts. Well,
Yeah.
my dog Floyd is the same way. Like most people probably don't even know he's barking, but like the second he howls, I'm like, oh my god, Floyd, shut up.
Yep.
Oh
It's like nails on the chalkboard, you know.
yeah.
It's like Fran Drescher.
Oh god, she's the worst.
Oh my God. Yes. But
Um,
so yeah, so what's up with the week? Do you have anything scheduled
uh,
or exciting right in the pipe?
yeah. So I was looking at I was like trying to keep up with the text, and Damien said, "Peace out." He's got a dip.
Thanks for
Craig's gonna
watching,
jump.
Damien.
Yep, Craig's gonna jump back on when he gets in the ride. Um, but
Cool.
this week, yeah, we have a couple. We got a nice two-story coming up.
Cool.
That's Wednesday. So I'm just keep trying to fill. One of the nice things is we do have obviously graduation parties coming up, Memorial Day.
Yes.
So I'm kind of trying to plug that as
Hmm.
much as I can. I'm gonna be a little more aggressive this week when it comes to how I approach the days and how quickly I leave the days. You know, we're coming into so Phoenix has this monsoon season approaching soon, and a lot of times the work slows down. And I'll tell you right now, just after seeing what's been going on in the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of shit, a lot of people out there. Um,
Yes.
so I'm going to be a little more aggressive at my approach after I wrap up a job, and make sure I go out and do a little door knocking, go introduce myself to people. I've been doing this a long time, and sometimes there's days where I just don't want to fucking do it. But
Sure.
it's a mindset thing. And I got to get over that.
Hmm.
And that's just something I'm going to put my mind to a little more this week. I did pretty well at it last week. Every day I went out, I got another job lined up. It's not like that's the thing
Awesome.
too. I mean, that's the thing with me
It's
also.
fishing. Yeah.
I know that when I go out, I usually do land.
Hmm.
That's not a problem for me really. It's just the motivation to do it. Um, I'm trying to get over. I've got some planning to do this week too. I've got some meetings I gotta make,
Sure.
um, and
It's crunch time.
it is crunch time, bro. And I'm getting a little.
Cool.
My bucket is full, and I'm getting not nervous but excited. And I want to make sure all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed.
And your
Uh,
lowercase J's.
yeah, dot.
Dot.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try. There's one of my older clients. She just took over a publication for a magazine, and
Neat.
yeah, Kim Bailey. And I don't know if she ever watches or not, but I know she knows I'm into all sorts of weird shit. So maybe she does see the Going Deeds are on in the morning, talking, chopping it up.
Well, what
Um,
kind of publication does she do if you're into weird shit?
no, I mean, we're doing some weird shit. We're
Oh,
doing
okay.
this
I thought
kind
you
of
meant she
weird
did
shit.
like
No, she
zombie
like
vampire
home.
mag.
No. Like home publications, magazines.
Gotcha.
So she's gonna let me know about what she just embarked on. She was in
Cool.
advertising for many years. Um, but she's been a client for a long time. And last summer, when I was trying to ramp up some sales to help fund my summer, because summer's, like I said, slow here.
It
I was
slows
trying to
down.
make
Yeah, I
I was
agree.
trying to make enough money. I think this was actually 2 years ago to get to the huge. So I
Sure.
sold prepaid service contracts to. I offered
Cool.
them to like five of my clients, right? Five of the clients that I
Yeah.
really like,
Yes.
and so I offered them a prepay, and she was one of them that did the prepay. And so
Cool.
I told her what I was trying to do with it, and I told her, "Hey, I'm a little nervous about this, but I'm going to take my Ray Bans." And I didn't tell a lot of people I was going to do that. So she
Sure.
was one of the people I was like, "Look, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go collect stories, and I'm going to share my whatever."
Yeah.
And she was in, and she was like, "Jay, I can't wait to see what you come up with," and da 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 da. And so that was last August, and now it's May. So I'll definitely take a call from her anytime, and chop it up and see what she's got planned. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up in a different publication. So
Cool.
that
Very
would be
neat.
pretty. That would be pretty fucking dope.
Yes. Yeah, I always look for those home mags when they come in and I just
Yeah.
flip through them and see what the pricing is on these chuckleheads. It's usually the 189, 20 windows, no screens, outside only. You got the coupons and I might be talking about a different kind of magazine
No, no,
where
no.
they
It's
sell you
kind
the
of
ad.
it's similar to that.
Yes. Well,
I
I mean they're
from
good. I mean
yeah
they sell a lot of whatever. I
services.
don't. Yeah, I don't advertise like that because it's
Can't
expensive.
I can't afford
But
it
yeah.
either.
Sure. Well,
Typically.
I always make sure that I'm not stupid on my pricing or like see what stupid pricing is, if you will.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten the calls sometimes like, well, you match competitors? It's like, what do you mean by that? Well, I got a coupon in the mail, $99 for 20 windows, but they're busy this week. Like, well, there's a reason they're busy. It's because they're doing $99 window cleanings it's like
Yeah.
I'm not super busy. I can fit, that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, uh, subscription based and prepay is a really good idea. When I first started window cleaning, I was Googling, there was like a guy in Florida who pitched and did schedule biannual window cleaning and like service
Yeah.
contracts and stuff like that. And I think I paid for the to buy the contract and get it started, but I wasn't comfortable or I wasn't I didn't like setting up like that, like auto charge and whatever. So I never really looked into it. Um,
Yeah.
but it's like a smart idea because it's residual or smart money coming in every year.
Yeah. So I did it for, like I said, for a few of my clients.
Mhm.
And it was for, and as funny as another one of them is a small business owner, and then the
Okay.
other one, I think they actually do too, but they were already basically quarterly clients, and some of them
Neat.
would go every 6 weeks. So it's like, hey, look, I'll get you this amount of window cleaning for only this much. Like,
Sure.
and I'll you if you do 500, I'll give you 750. You give me 750, I'll give you 1,000. You give me 1,000,
Yeah.
1,000, I'll give you
Exactly.
1,500.
Line it
Uh,
up.
yeah, and that really helped fund my trip last year. And
Hmm.
um, yeah, and then we did another one for we'd come out uh, once a month to do something as well. So we fiddle farted with that last year. It may be something that I dabble in again this year, but I'm gonna try not to.
Hmm.
Um, because it's difficult, especially when having somebody else take care of the work. Then it's like, all right, then you're still chasing money later.
Sure.
Now, if it
Yep.
was just me, then it'd be fine. But you know, so that's
Well,
where we are.
interesting. Well, I'm contemplating or debating trying to do commercial or more like storefronts,
Yeah,
only because I've got a lot of time in the mornings and there's a lot of dirty windows. I don't typically like dealing with storefront shit because it's usually 15, 25, $35. And our demographics around here are interesting in that anyone can do it cheaper, whatever.
yeah,
So I might consider doing a few a week or a few a month just to stay busy, what have you, or completely stay out of that still. That we don't have to worry about the headache. But like you were saying, setting up prepay or getting people on service contracts, I might want to look into that in the next couple of weeks, getting some of my happy good customers into yearly, biannual, locked in type appointments kind of contracts. Because I'm very lazy when it comes to that. I don't do the whole dental appointment where well, thanks for having us out. We'll see you May 6th of next year. I don't do that because I'm lazy. So I really need to start incorporating that. Have you got yourself a CRM yet, or are you
I
using
haven't. So
anything?
I had I had Thrive for a long time. Hey, I
Mm-hmm.
want to give a shout out to Johnny Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny and I haven't had an
Morning.
opportunity to chat too much yet, but I've been seeing him around the rooms forever.
Yeah, he
Thanks
does a
for
lot of good videos.
yeah, and thanks for popping on, bro. I appreciate you popping in and saying what up. My After I went to go get the dog a biscuit or whatever, the thing stopped, so I didn't give a shout out to him for popping on. But I have not gotten a CRM, and I don't really typically do the dentist close, but I do know it does work sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is, or I was really, I do what I
Do
was
I was gonna say.
really good at back in the day that I've kind of gotten away from is at the end of the month going back 5 months or going back 4 months and start sending texts to those clients and telling them, hey, we're in your area on this date. It's almost six
Smart.
months since your day. So that's how I used to do my own CRM. And I know I can pay to have somebody do that yet. I just have, again, I haven't done it. Trying to be budget conscious in certain areas. And,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, that's just the name of the game sometimes. And I know you got to spend money to make money, but right now, sometimes it's just
Well, if you got a
genuinely,
system and it works, yeah.
yeah. And well, to be honest, what I need to do is just make it more effective and relieve. It's kind of like that. Um, I have parts set up in, how do I say this? Things are running effectively, but they could run more efficiently. You know what I mean? Like I need to take some of the stuff off my plate and then and give it to Bill and just be like, all right, this is how you have to follow up. You know what I mean?
But
Because
get the
we're
CRM, plug him into it, and have him
yeah.
set estimates and stuff, because that way he might be able to, because once you put in your CRM a service, exterior window cleaning, basic, exterior window cleaning, deluxe, screen cleaning, all he's got to do is click that, maybe write in a blurb, your bottom windows are full of algae, we'll clean that up, blah, blah, blah. And then the price can always, starting at, and you can adjust. I like just streamlining that, I think might make your life easier. And if you can explain the breakdown of pricing to customers, you can, I don't want to say charge more, but you're explaining in 3 paragraphs about the screen cleaning, you can get $60 more out of that estimate, which helps, so to speak.
Hey, you know how we were talking? You're definitely right on that. You know how we were talking earlier about checking or like price checking, I guess? Like you're looking to
Sure.
see what you're
Well, yeah,
comparatively
the
speaking.
magazine. Yeah,
So when I was young, I was a ticket broker and I worked at basically a scalper in an office, right? And this is before
cool.
StubHub and SeatGeek and all that bullshit. You wanted good tickets, you had to call me at the office to get the tickets, right?
Sure,
And so every morning, my boss would have one of us from the office call the other fucking five businesses in the area and be
cool.
like, "Yeah, well, no, it's not because you're
No, I
fucking
know it's
price.
funny. Star
Yeah,
six nine now.
so you're price checking, right? And you're like,
Sure,
so you're like, hey, yeah, I need four tickets for Duran for this date, and you're doing this like weeks in advance."
sure.
And so he's price checking and this is like before everybody started listing their pricing on the internet and all that other shit.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I, I,
So,
I was, I'm, yeah, child of the
so,
'80s.
so now, like my wife lately is getting these texts from this company about price about window cleaning. She gets because she'll go on sometimes to check, some shit that I'm doing or whatever. She'll watch videos. I don't fucking know. But anyway, she
Sure.
keeps she keeps getting like this one company hitting her up for window cleaning. And I was all, babe, fucking send them out. They'll see the truck in the back in the front of the house. And I doubt they'll even roll in, but let's see. Fuck it. Like I've contemplated seriously being like, how much do you want to charge me to clean my windows? I have a pain in the ass house to do. I would love to see what somebody else would charge me.
Sure. I mean, it's
So,
when I first started, before I started my business, I had one competitor, if you will, for pressure washing. And so I wanted to see what the house wash driveway price would be. And I did it to one guy. He sent an email out, and that was the only time I ever inquired about competitor pricing, because once you get it figured, window cleaning, 5, 6, $8 a pane, it's pretty easy to do. But I was reading on one of the boards the other day that a guy in a different state talking about pressure washing. He said
hmm
he called one of his other competitors that was bigger and charging like $500 last year or 2 years ago for house wash.
hmm
And the guy sent him out an estimate that was cheaper than that, and then like sent him out another one saying, "Hey, we'll drop it to 305 if we can come out today." Like severely dropping prices. So I don't know if that's a sign of the times or what, but the guy, he had just said he was surprised that the competitor was so fucking low, and then even dropped it. So that's where the old, am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? Everybody charges different for their own expenses, so to speak.
Well, and that's the
Um,
thing too. I mean, I remember. So I did all the shit by myself for like 4 straight years, 5 straight years, right?
yeah,
And the expense was little. Our prices obviously went up and everything, but it having everybody tell everybody to raise their prices doesn't always necessarily help the industry. It also doesn't, like, it's like what you said. There's 15 other guys out there trying to feed their families. You know what I
mm,
mean? So it's hard for me sometimes to justify a $450 house or window clean on something that gets done in a minimal amount of time. So sometimes I pick and choose my spots. You know what I mean?
Sure, of
Just
course.
like anybody else.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes it's okay to do that. Um, and but there are other times where I straight up stand my ground, like we talked about on Friday. You know what I mean? Like I'm not fucking budging on a house with a ton of work.
Right.
So
You live on a golf course. I mean, come on.
yeah, well, not only that,
That
the
kind of
type
stuff.
of work it was. So
Hmm.
literally, the house that Billy went out to Friday morning, that we got was the same.
Uh,
It was the same fucking house, but instead of having arched big windows or half moon
hmm.
crescent windows, it had big rectangle windows. This house didn't have any screens, so I dropped the price
Nice.
$70, and it was no problem. It was all
Heck yeah.
square, right? It was great.
Yep.
So it's like my pricing was right, but again, I, I sh- it's one of those things where I have to get over the fact that other people want to try to eat too. You know what I mean? Like I can't get so bent out of shape because somebody else
It's doing the work.
has needs too. Fuck it.
And
You know what I mean?
and sometimes, yeah,
It just
it
means I
could be
have
the
to work harder.
it can be the customer too, because they can be hurting too. They need the work done. One of the customers that has to have their stuff done by the 25th or 22nd.
Yeah.
She's having a celebration of life at her house. So she's having everybody on one side of her family come to celebrate someone who passed away. And she's got dirty windows, dirty everything. So I've got to get that done. But um, some people, yeah, they have different reasoning behind the work and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at too, like on Friday, and I'm glad I'm bringing it back up. It's like, hey, look, man, we're pretty blessed at what we do, and if we make right choices and charge properly, we make good money.
Mm.
And we can pick and choose our clients as well. So for that, we're pretty fortunate, pretty blessed, right?
Sure. I had one of my, well, I guess I can say this, but I got a guy in my neighborhood who's like the president of our mud board, president of our water board. And the
Hmm.
guy's snarky. On next door, he always calls people out for their dumb dogs and stuff like that. I don't like the guy. So he requested window cleaning a couple months ago on next door. And so I responded, hey, let me know. And then he ghosted me for a couple of weeks and responded. So I responded back, I don't use this very much. Text me on my phone. So a couple of weeks later, he responds, hey, I need window cleaning just on my second floor. Uh, and the screens. Don't worry about the bottom floor. And I need a little pressure washing. So I just said, yeah, I'm not interested. I just texted him back. And
Yeah.
some people just aren't worth it and aren't good to work for, etc. So that's another thing. Always
Yeah.
no, don't be afraid to text them and say, I don't think we're a good fit,
We're
kind of
not a
deal.
good fit.
Yep.
So,
But yeah,
so I think I told you last week, and I know you got to run, so we're gonna wrap this up. But I got a client today. Um, did I tell you I was an enrollment counselor at University of Phoenix years ago?
I don't think so.
All right, so I was an enrollment counselor for University of Phoenix, like I don't know, 18 years ago, maybe 19. I don't know, but
Cool.
I enrolled this gal. She lived in New York at the time in school, and she had a 3-year-old daughter. And she was trying to better herself and go to school, get her degree, and do whatever. Right. Fast forward years later, I find her on Facebook. We communicate, say hi every now and then or whatever. Her kid goes to school out here at ASU.
Cool.
So she moves out here like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't know, whatever. And now her kid is graduating college and she works out here at Grand Canyon University. I don't know what she does there, but she works out there and she's throwing a graduation party. And her old enrollment counselor is going to her house today to go clean her windows.
Cheers, man. That's cool.
How fucking bonkers is that? Like
That
small
is a small
universe
world.
much?
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. It's pretty neat how that works, right?
Yeah.
But it's
So,
it's the people, it's who you know. It's networking. Contracts through contacts.
dude, yeah. So that it's just it's pretty wild that our universe is that small.
Well, do a good job for her. Tell her 10% off for her coworkers, and you'll slip her like a $5 Starbucks card for
I
every one
gave
she
her a
recommends.
smoking deal and she's all good to go. I was like, so
Cool.
I'm actually going to record with her later today, I think.
Nice.
share a little bit of our story, because
Cool.
it's pretty crazy. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll
Uh,
be a good interview. Cool.
yeah, man. You got anything else? Anybody you want to give a shout out to? You want to wrap it? You
Nope.
want to wrap this up? I know you got to run.
Everyone just, yeah, I got to run. Change your rubbers, everybody. Make it a good Monday. Uh, Call back your customers, answer your phone, get her
You know what I'm
done.
saying?
Fred, be good.
Yeah.
Thanks
Peace out.
WCR and Zero for keeping it
Yeah, we
real and
appreciate you
hooking it up.
guys, and
Celebrating
everybody
Mother's
for who
Day.
popped in today too. We appreciate you, Johnny, Damien, Craig. Thank you for popping in, saying what up. Deeds,
Thanks,
I
guys.
appreciate you, brother.
Yep, I appreciate you too, Jason. You keep it real. Stay busy this week, and have a great day.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
We'll
guys.
chat later. We'll chat later this afternoon, and then see you guys on Wednesday, probably.
Yeah, Wednesday on Hump Day. Toot
What?
toot, and we're